Mr. Alator. I'm Turner Manley, and I'm doing an informative speech for Western Iowa Tech Community College, and my topic for the speech is the origin of tennis. Alright, so do you want to learn the origins of one of the oldest and most widespread sports in history? I'm here to tell you about a game called tennis. The origins of tennis are murky at best, though there have been many renditions of tennis-type games throughout history. One of the oldest known precursors to tennis, and noted for spreading tennis throughout Europe, was a game called Jeu de Paume, which translates to Game of the Hand. This game was invented by French monks that would play the game in their monasteries. The monks would also play against the monastery walls, though it is unclear how the scoring system was managed. The name tennis originated from this game that the monks played, when it was reported that the monks would shout tenez, which is similar to the word tennis, while they were serving, and that's how the word tennis came to be. This game soon spread throughout Europe, gaining in popularity with people like King Henry VII and King Henry VIII being great fans of the sport. The two kings had actually commissioned many courts all through Europe. One of the oldest known courts that was built is the court at Hampton Court Palace, which was built in 1625. This just goes to show that tennis is truly a timeless sport. There are many aspects of tennis that have constantly evolved up until today. One of them is the tennis ball, a very important part of tennis. Originally, these early tennis balls were made up of wood, which unsurprisingly did not bounce very well. Later, they developed a leather-type ball. With these balls, the exterior was made of leather, while the inside was stuffed with something like sawdust. Another thing that was not developed until later are the tennis rackets. When the many early versions of tennis were played, people would use their hands instead of actual rackets to hit the ball. Eventually, people would start to use gloves with wood pads attached to the hand, which led to the development of a wooden pad attached to the end of a stick, which is the precursor of a racket. Both of these eventually led to the development of the modern-day vulcanized rubber tennis ball and the carbon fiber tennis racket. Tennis has gone through many changes in its lifetime to get where it is today. In the 1800s, a man named Wingfield developed a new set of rules for court tennis. The players played in an hourglass-like court, and though the rules were often criticized, it had one of the biggest impacts to the game of tennis in the last 200 years. It wasn't until the late 1800s where the sport of tennis was developed into the same rules that are used today. The first tennis tournament in history, and also the most recognizable, the Wimbledon, was held in 1877 at the All England Croquet and Lawn Tennis Club. The location was then changed in 1922 to a place on Church Road. Since the game of tennis has been evolving, and the first Wimbledon tennis tournament. With all of these evolutions in the game, tennis is one of the most played sports in the entire world. Stop it.